President Donald J. Trump just did what no president in modern history has dared to do. He stormed the Federal Reserve. No press conference, no warning. Just Trump face to face with Fed Chair Jerome Powell, walking into the Fed's sparkling new $3.1 billion headquarters funded by your taxpayer dollars and demanding answers. And folks, Powell didn't have any. He stammered, he froze, kind of looked like a man who had just seen the future and wasn't a part of it. But just when you thought that moment couldn't be topped, a CEO by the name of James Fishback, he dropped a federal lawsuit that's so explosive, it's threatening to shut down the Fed's next secret meeting before it even begins. That's right, guys, a court restraining order against the Federal Reserve itself. And if you think it sounds insane, you really haven't seen anything yet. Now, why did President Trump confront Jerome Powell now? Why is a financial firm going nuclear in court to block the Fed from meeting behind closed doors? And why is Powell being accused in a federal filing of sabotaging Trump's entire economic agenda? Well, stick with me, guys, because in the next few minutes, you're going to see how all of this ties together, from the $3.1 billion construction boondoggle to explosive new allegations of political interference right inside the Fed, to a power play that's so bold, some are calling it Trump's economic revenge tour. So by the end of today's video, you're going to know exactly why Jerome Powell's days as Fed chair may be numbered, and why President Trump and James Fishback might have just pulled the checkbait move that changes everything. So let's go ahead and break this down. If you appreciate the news updates, smash the like button and subscribe. All right, so today history was made. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, a sitting president walked into the Federal Reserve headquarters, not with a handshake, but with heat. President Donald J. Trump, without warning, stormed into the Fed's $3.1 billion marble fortress. This is a taxpayer-funded palace, really, that was supposed to cost $2.7 billion until somebody started cooking the books. Now, who's in the hot seat? Jerome Powell, the very man who's been choking the economy with the highest interest rates in 20 years while claiming he's got it all under control. Trump's move was nothing short of surgical. This wasn't just a visit. This was a public audit, a power play, a political reckoning, cameras rolling, staff stunned, and Powell visibly shaken. The man he's used to hiding behind closed doors, all of a sudden, he had to answer right on the spot to the commander in chief. And when Trump asked, why is this project $400 million over budget? Powell didn't even have an answer. He looked like a kid who didn't study for the final exam. You know that look? So Trump, with the real estate precision that he has, he leaned in and he said, if I had a project manager who missed budget by this much, they would be fired. And just like that, the tension went from a little bit uncomfortable to just completely unbearable. And trust me, guys, it gets way worse for Powell, because while President Trump was confronting him in person, someone else was about to drop a legal bombshell. So what happened just hours after that fierce confrontation? Why was the Federal Reserve now facing arguably one of the most serious lawsuits in its history? Well, this wasn't just about money. It was also about control. It was a message. This is my economy now, and I'm done playing nice. Trump didn't just storm the building. He flipped the power dynamic on live TV. Now, picture this, right? One side of the table, you got Trump, calm, collective, deliberate. The other side, you got Jerome Powell squirming, dodging, deflecting, visibly unsure of the very numbers that he's supposed to control. And when Trump pulled out the real figures, $3.1 billion, not $2.7 billion, Jerome Powell froze, literally said, I'm not aware of that. Not aware? You're the Fed chair. You're supposed to know where every dollar goes. Guys, his staff scrambled, trying to patch it together, blaming an older building, miscommunication, new construction. But Trump wasn't buying none of this, because this wasn't just a building to him. It was a symbol of government waste, elitist secrecy, and Powell's failure to lead. And let's be clear, Trump didn't just go there to take a tour. He went there to remind Powell and the American people who's in charge now. But here's the part that nobody saw coming. Just when Jerome Powell thought that the storm had passed, a federal lawsuit dropped like a hammer. And this time, it was not from Trump. Now, if you've ever been burned by bad advice or felt overwhelmed by Medicare choices, you're not alone. This is exactly why I chose to partner with Chapter. They actually care. They're not trying to sell you the most profitable plan. They are actually helping you find the right one. I mean, just ask Catherine Garcia, right? So Catherine, who said that she actually she said that she spoke with a real person, compassionate, knowledgeable, and honest. She said everything was covered. There was no stress. Jamie from Texas, another one. She's now saving $600 a year thanks to Chapter's help. These aren't cherry-picked miracles. This is what happens when the right people are on your side. So I really don't know what you're waiting for, but there's no pressure and there's everything to gain here. So give our friends a Chapter call right now and see what they can do for you. Phone number is down below, 909-563-8279, or go to askchapter.org/Ron and give Chapter a chance to help you out. So while Jerome Powell was still trying to catch his breath after President Trump's unannounced visit, a federal lawsuit was filed, naming him directly in the lawsuit. That's right, guys. James Fishback, the CEO of Azoria Capital, walked straight into court and dropped the equivalent of a legal nuke, a motion for a temporary restraining order against Jerome Powell and the entire Federal Reserve. The goal? To block next week's FOMC meeting from happening behind closed doors, to force the Fed into the public eye, under oath, under cameras, under pressure. Now, James Fishback's legal team didn't mince words. They accused Jerome Powell of violating federal transparency laws by repeatedly holding secret meetings, even as their decisions are shaking the very foundation of the U.S. economy. But it gets even spicier. So James Fishback alleges that the Fed, under Jerome Powell's leadership, is deliberately keeping interest rates high in order to sabotage President Trump's economic recovery plan. And this is not just a bad policy. This is a weaponized central bank. And if this is true, we're not just talking about some bad economics. We're talking about political subversion from inside one of the most powerful institutions on earth. So you still think that this is about mortgages or just about mortgages? Wait until you hear how much it's costing you. Now, stay 3 steps ahead. My free breaking news newsletter drops the real story while the rest are still guessing. I left a pinned comment down below. You guys can join my breaking news newsletter for free. All right, so let's break this down. Under President Trump, inflation has dropped to a 4-year low. The economy is stabilizing. Energy production's up. The dollar has been strategically devalued to boost exports. President Trump's team did their job. They delivered. But the Fed, still holding rates at 20-year high. Even with 5 consecutive months of better than expected inflation data, even with American families begging for relief, Jerome Powell refuses to move. And now we know why. James Fishback's lawsuit accuses Powell of ignoring the data on purpose to make Trump's economy look worse going into the fall. And the cost? Brace yourself. For every single percentage point that interest rates sit above the natural rate, American taxpayers lose $315 billion per year. That is over $3 trillion over the next decade. Or, more personally, that is $31,000 per working household, all because Jerome Powell doesn't feel like cutting rates? Really? That's not monetary policy, guys. That's sabotage. And so now the question every American should be asking is Jerome Powell running the Fed, or is he ruining it? So why the urgency? Why is CEO James Fishback rushing into court with just days to go before the next Fed meeting? Because this time, the secrecy has consequences. So James Fishback argues that behind those marble walls, unelected bureaucrats are making trillion-dollar decisions without public oversight, without accountability, and without the law on their side. He cites Supreme Court precedent, particularly the recent overturning of the Chevron doctrine, which limits deference to unelected federal agencies. Translation, the Fed can't just say, trust us anymore. They have to prove that their actions are legal, data-driven, and open to the public. And now they're falling and they're failing on all counts. James Fishback's legal team is demanding that the court force the Fed's July meeting into the daylight, open to media, investors, and the American people. And if the Fed refuses, they want the court to shut down the meeting altogether. So let me ask you something here, guys. If Jerome Powell is so confident in his policies, if the data really does support keeping his rates high, then why does he need to hide behind closed doors? Why are they planning? More importantly, what are they planning? And what are they planning that they don't want you to hear about? This is what should really concern every American watching the show right now. This is not how a free republic functions. That's how an oligarchy behaves. And James Fishback, he's not backing down. In fact, he's even preparing to take this battle all the way to the Supreme Court before next Tuesday. But while the legal fireworks escalate, let's not forget the man who lit the fuse in the first place. It wasn't James Fishback, it was Trump. So you want to know the difference between a career bureaucrat and a true leader? One hides behind spreadsheets, and the other one shows up in person. President Trump's surprise visit to the Federal Reserve wasn't just bold, it was brilliant. Because when you've built skyscrapers, balanced billion-dollar budgets, and survived New York real estate wars, you don't need permission to walk into your own central bank. Trump didn't go to the Fed for a ribbon cutting. He went to audit it. He went to call out the bloat, to ask questions that no one else would. While Jerome Powell and his elite team pushed vague excuses, Trump pushed hard facts. $2.7 billion ballooned to $3.1 billion. In my world, that is grounds for termination. This wasn't just an embarrassment for Jerome Powell. It was a complete shift in the chain of command. So Trump standing tall, Powell deflecting, and the American people watching the whole thing unfold like a live episode of accountability finally happening. So this is the real takeaway here, guys. Trump isn't just cutting red tape. He's cutting deep into the rot that has infected these institutions for decades. He's showing what real oversight looks like. And now, thanks to him and James Fishback, the Fed may never operate in the shadows again. But the big question really still remains. Will the court shut the Fed down next week? Will Powell be forced to resign or comply? Or will the system double down and risk total public backlash? Let's talk about that endgame, shall we? This is not a stunt. This is not symbolic. This is a real lawsuit with real implications and real deadlines. James Fishback and Azoria Capital are asking a federal judge to do something that has never been done in modern history. Stop the Federal Reserve from meeting in secret. And if the judge refuses, Fishback's already stated they're prepared to appeal instantly and, if necessary, escalate to the Supreme Court before Tuesday's FOMC meeting. Now, think about that. A sitting president has just walked into the Fed and exposed its bloat. A financial CEO has filed a restraining order to block their next meeting. And the public? Oh, we're watching a multi-trillion-dollar institution squirm, and there's nowhere left to hide. This lawsuit could redefine the Federal Reserve's operating model forever. No more secret deliberations, no more backroom deals, no more insulation from accountability. If the court sides with Fishback, it will mark the first time in U.S. history that the judiciary places direct limits on how the Fed meets. And if the court doesn't, well, the message is clear. The Fed can act with impunity no matter who's in the White House. But if you're Jerome Powell, you're trapped. You're under the legal fire from Wall Street, public fire from President Trump, and political fire from the American people who are demanding answers. This isn't just pressure. This is checkmate. And before I wrap up with you guys, there's one question that only you, the viewer, can answer. Who's fighting for you right now? All right. I want to go ahead and cut the noise and ask what really matters, guys. Who is really fighting for you right now? A man who walked into the Fed face to face to demand accountability for your taxpayer dollars? A CEO who's risking his company, his reputation, his career to force one of the most powerful institutions in America to operate in public? Or Jerome Powell, the unelected bureaucrat who can't explain a $400 million cost overrun, who refuses to lower interest rates even after inflation falls, and who now faces the very real possibility of being legally shut down for hiding behind closed doors? The lines are drawn. Trump is delivering bold public leadership. Fishback is delivering legal muscle. And Powell, he's stalling, stammering, and sinking. So I'll ask you this. Do you trust the Fed to keep operating in secrecy? Or do you believe that it's time, finally, for sunlight, accountability, and real reform? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below right now, guys. I do want to hear what side you're on, because this is not just about politics. This is about who owns the truth in a system built to avoid it. And of course, YouTube thinks you're going to love what is coming up here next, guys. That video that just popped up on your screen, it's going to blow the lid off of the next phase of this story. So click that video right now, because we're just getting started. We'll see you guys on the next one.
you.